Now let's take a look at how contact center supervisors and agents use the account portal and optional client applications to run the contact center. We will first view a supervisor. So go to the URL of the account portal and enter username and password credentials for a user that was assigned to one or more queues as a supervisor by an admin or contact center manager, and then click Login. Once inside the account portal, click the Settings tab to display a list of features assigned to the user. Also, notice that both Contact Center and Group tabs are missing. This is due to the fact that the user we are signed in as is neither an administrator nor a Contact Center manager. So let's scroll to the bottom of the page to the Contact Center section. Since we're talking supervisors, let's click on the Supervisor section to display a list of queues the supervisor has the ability to manage. By clicking on the Edit link next to any queue, the supervisor is able to see all of his or her assigned agents for a particular queue, and the supervisor has the ability to move the in agents out of the queue as needed. And before we look at the Supervisor web-based client application, we'll briefly skim over the Contact Center section. This section is devoted to agents. If this supervisor was also an agent, and yes, supervisors can be agents too, this user would see a list of queues to which he or she belongs and is able to join. We'll go into more detail about this section when we cover the agent portion of the tutorial. Now the Client App, which is a browser-based thin client application that increases supervisor productivity in the contact center. Each supervisor requiring application access must have the Supervisor Client App user-level add-on associated with his or her user. This can be added through sales and customer service. The Supervisor Client login screen is accessible by clicking on the Client App link and entering in the same login credentials as the account portal, with the addition of appending the appropriate domain to the end of the username. The username is already entered with the domain appended. Now we'll enter in our password and click Sign In. The Supervisor Client is a heads-up display that shows everything going on in respect to the supervisor and the queues and agents he or she is responsible for monitoring and managing. On the left side of the screen, you can see the Call Console, which shows all of the supervisor's ringing, active, or held calls. From here, the supervisor can answer or end a call, put it on hold and retrieve, or transfer. Below the Call Console is the Conference Call section that displays any three-way, ready conference, or barge-in calls initiated by the supervisor from the application. The center of the screen displays the supervisor's contacts, including a searchable directory list of enterprise, personal, and speed dial contacts, which is used for click-to-dial and drag-and-drop transfers of calls, etc. The Agent section shows a list of all agents the supervisor has elected to monitor. From here you can see agent sign-in status, in-call details, plus the supervisor can silently monitor and barge in on calls when necessary. Below agents and to the right of the contacts column, the supervisor can see a list of all the queues he or she is monitoring. The supervisor can prioritize calls, opt to answer calls if he or she is an agent, and even enable certain services like force forwarding or night service at the click of a button. Before we move to the Agent client, I want to show you two other benefits of using the Supervisor client, which is access to the Contact Center dashboard and comprehensive real-time and historic reports. Without the Supervisor client, a supervisor will not have access to these tools. We'll start with the dashboard. I'll just resize this for better. Okay. The Supervisor dashboard opens in a new window and shows real-time statistics for queues and agents assigned to the supervisor. For queues, the current number of calls in queue and longest wait times are visible. Averages such as estimated wait times, average hold time, and average speed of answer are displayed, as well as total agents staffed, idle, and unavailable per queue. Below the agent section, you will see the real-time queue memberships, sign-in times, and current call and agent states, plus average availability percentages. The dashboard is a great quality assurance tool that gives a supervisor an immediate snapshot of the contact center's health. And last, reporting. Another quality assurance tool. Reporting shows a supervisor real-time and historic reports about the contact center. The supervisor can select common call center reports from the template drop-down and opt to run the report for real-time and historical data. The supervisor can elect to view the tables and charts generated by the report in either a PDF or CSV or HTML format. For more information regarding the Supervisor Client and its capabilities, please reference the Agent and Supervisor Thin Client User Guide. For the last portion of the tutorial, I'm going to show you how an agent uses the account portal, plus we'll take a look at the Agent Thin Client application. So to set the stage, I've signed out of the account portal as the supervisor and I'm logging in as a user that is a contact center agent. From the Settings tab, expand the Contact Center section. From here, if the agent is a standard or premium agent, he or she can set their ACD state. Remember, Basic does not support ACD states. The use of guard timer and agent available settings are only set by administrators and contact center managers, but the agent can see current settings. And below that, the agent can see a list of queues he or she is assigned, and if they have permissions to do so, the agent can join or unjoin themselves from queues. And since our agent is not a supervisor, we're not going to see anything in the list. So let's jump to the Client App so I can show you how an agent uses it. And signing in with agent credentials, you will notice many similarities between the Agent Client and the Supervisor app we viewed a few moments ago. For instance, take a look at the Call Console, Conference Call, and Contact sections. The main difference between the two apps is the fact that an agent does not have access to the queue column for queue monitoring and management. The agent is only allowed to see queues to which he or she is a member. Instead of seeing the status of other agents, the agent sees the status of their supervisor or supervisors from the Contact section column. From here, the agent can easily call or escalate a previously queued call to a supervisor with the click of a button. The agent may toggle ACD status from the app and even view reports regarding their performance from the reporting page. For more detail regarding the Agent Client and its capabilities, please reference the Agent and Supervisor Thin Client User Guide. Thank you for viewing today's product overview and tutorial of Contact Center. If you have any questions, please contact customer service.